Welcome to the Disgruntled Traveler Podcast! Now that I got your attention, I'm Tammy, your host for the most, and today's travel story centers around how I smoked weed with a Bangkok hotel clerk. Let's go! You're thinking, what? Well, first of all, let me give you a backdrop. Bangkok, Thailand, now it's legal to smoke weed for pleasure. At least it is now, as of the filming of this video, which is June of 2024. Things could change in the future when you see this video or hear this podcast. I'm just saying, as of now, it's legal. But when was I in Bangkok, Thailand when I smoked this weed with the clerk? That was as of 2023. It was my trip in the summer of 2023. So I want to tell you about this because this was totally unexpected. This doesn't happen in the States, okay? Even if it's legal in Florida, which it isn't right now, but I couldn't even imagine smoking weed with some hotel clerk out of Florida legally, unless it was some back alley somewhere after work. So anyway, all right. So I'm in Bangkok for about a week. I booked my hotel online. I think it was booking.com. I had no idea. Now, let me tell you, because I know weed is all over the place. There's weed shops everywhere in Bangkok, all right? But I literally had no idea. I think we got a little too much light going on here. So I gotta move it a bit. Oh, that's even brighter. Oh, let's see. I know y'all are thinking she's crazy. This is unedited shit, okay? Anyway, so yeah, I book it online. I had no idea there was a weed shop in the cafe, which was adjacent to the hotel, okay? So in other words, the hotel was like in a building in the back. Like you had to walk down this little like in-between alley between buildings, and they were up against the river there, and you had to walk around the back to go check into the hotel. In the front of the hotel was an actual cafe. I mean, didn't say anything about weed. I think it did have a sign saying, it had a picture of a marijuana leaf, but it didn't say they sold it there. And then it says pizza. Like you can come get your pizza, come get your weed, whatever. Anyway, so they sold pizza and drinks and weed, evidently. So I go checking in. It's getting late. The sun's getting ready to go down. I'm tired and everything. And there's a Thai lady behind the counter. And she's pretty friendly, speaks good English. She checks me in. And I was like, I says, do you sell weed here? And she goes, oh yeah. She goes, you can just walk through this door here. This will take you, it's adjacent to the cafe. I'll take you to the back side of the cafe and talk to the guy behind the counter. He's the one who sells the weed. So I was like, oh, okay. So it's like, bam. So I go take my backpack up to my room. I come back down. I'm like, yeah, man, I would love to get me hold of a pre-rolled blunt right now. I'm just smoking it, okay? So I walk up in there. There's nobody in there. It's just two guys behind a counter and me. And I notice there's just this little case, a glass case with pre-rolled blunts on display along with the packages, like Blue Moon and Caramel Yummy or something, just crazy words like bang your head against the wall. Like they have all these different weird names for, for this weed. So I'm checking everything out, looking at the prices, and the guy comes up from around the counter. He goes, can I help you? And I was like, I hear you sell weed here? And he goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, all this here. He goes, they're all different THC levels, depends on what you want, and he's telling me about, this one's got this much THC, this one. I mean, we're talking anywhere from, I don't know how do they do THC anymore? I don't know, but it's like 15 to 24 on the THC scale and sometimes even higher, right? So I mean, I'm not a big weed smoker. I just like to catch a buzz every now and then. And I was like, just give me something in between. Nothing that's going to knock me dead for the next 2 hours, but something that give me a little more than a buzz. He goes, I got you. Blue Moon is your one. That's the one you want. You want Blue Moon. I was like, give me Blue Moon. I says, well, but then I don't know. This other one looks pretty good, like caramel yummy something rather. And he goes, that one's a little stronger. And I said, well, you know, give it to me anyway. All right. So I bought 2 pre-rolls and I bought a lighter from the guy. And then I'm like, well, I noticed the sign in the hotel says that you can't smoke in the room, which that is pretty true with all the rooms out there in Bangkok. You're not allowed to smoke in the hotel rooms. And he goes, yeah. He goes, well, ask the lady behind the counter. I believe they have a smoking area and you can go light up. He goes, you can't really smoke out front because it's on the street. And I'm like, okay. So I go back to the hotel clerk lady and I'm like, hey man, I just bought these 2 pre-rolls. Like the guy says that maybe there's a place to smoke it out here because I can't smoke in the room. And she goes, oh yeah. She goes, there's a smoking, you know, we got a patio right here in the back and tables and chairs. It's got, you know, ashtrays. That's not only to smoke weed, but to smoke cigarettes for our customers. I'm like, cool, you know, and plus it's on the river and it overlooks all of Bangkok. Is super cool. So I said, cool. I said, I'm going to go fire up. She's like, okay. So I guess she's pretty slow. So she comes out for a smoke break, right? Literally a smoke break. Well, first she lights up a cigarette and she's like, you know, I say, hey, come on over, you know, and we start talking. I told her my name and, you know, where I'm from, and she was interested in America. So we started rapping, right? So she's smoking her cigarette. I said, I hope you don't mind me smoking this weed in front of you. She goes, no, she's like, I got my own. In fact, I'm getting ready to fire that one up right now. So I said, cool. I says, well, you can have a couple of hits off of my Blue Moon if I could try yours, because she had something called Crank. I don't know what the hell she had. So anyway, we're swapping blunts, right? And we're just rapping, and she's still on duty, okay? And I'm thinking, oh my God, like, they don't care, you know? They let their employees get high as the sky. So, and then, you know, after we started rapping a while, and we're both really stoned, at least I'm feeling it. I don't know if she was hitting it really good, but I was high as a kite. And I only smoked half of my Blue Moon. And I puffed a few, you know, puffs off of hers. And then she goes, oh, I got customers coming in. I got to go. Nice talking to you. So like, cool. Yeah, my eyes are red and I'm bloodshot. I'm like, okay. So she goes back inside. It's dark now. And then I'm looking up at the Bangkok skyline. And the tallest structure in the background is this beautiful temple, okay? This Buddhist temple. And on you can see the crown of the temple's all lit up at night. And I was so high, and I'm just like lost in space, staring at this awesome Buddhist temple. And I'm listening to the river, and I'm listening to all the sounds of Bangkok around me. And I'm like still holding this half a Blue Moon blunt in my hand, thinking to myself, I can't believe this just happened. I cannot believe I just smoked weed with a Bangkok hotel clerk. And I'm standing here in Bangkok, like nonchalantly just smoking this blunt. And nobody cares, right? Because everybody else getting high up in there. So yeah, that was my experience. And it's not that it made me disgruntled. In fact, it made me quite happy. But I like to share happy stories on this channel too. Anyway, remember, I am the disgruntled traveler.